Love is a way of building to a crescendo. Sing if you will, sing to the sea. They all must have gone already. Old people with their giant boxes of medication. They just got in the mail, just walking by. Oh, there's the UPS guy. Wow. It is package delivery central today. To everyone but me. Which is fine, that means I haven't spent any money on something I don't need. Which I do a lot. I have an entire basement full of things I don't need. Good morning. I'm gonna do the Dusk Till Donuts today. The lovely raspberry donut smelling coffee. And again, I'll just do, we'll do 16. 16, it's 15.9. It might as well be 16. Of course, I gotta add one more bean and it would be 16. So that's not true at all. Whatever all that means. I just said a bunch of words and I have no idea what I just said, to be honest. I watched James Hoffmann do this giant ninja coffee machine that says it does all of the types of coffee ever created by man. And it looked just like a ninja, which means it looked utilitarian and god-awful to use. And he pretty much showed that it was god-awful to use. So I will not be adding a $500 ninja does-it-all thing to my list. Although I will say there were a couple of innovations. It was kind of nice. One of the things was, even though I hate wasting the coffee, it actually allowed you to, on the fly, it basically gave you, it checked the flow rate on the espresso that it was doing, and then it would recommend a grind setting because it had a grinder built in. So it would flash on the screen, you were at this grind setting, here's a grind setting that we recommend. And that seemed pretty cool. But you'd have to have a built-in grinder to your espresso machine. And I think if it just did espresso, that probably wouldn't be nearly as bad. But it did everything. Cold coffee, cool coffee, drip coffee, that kind of stuff. It didn't do Turkish coffee. I like Turkish coffee. It's a lot of fun. But it didn't do Turkish coffee. We're being peeped at, and she knows it. Wouldn't leave me alone all morning. I can't sleep past 7:30 anymore because she won't let me. It's a constant meow beside my head, and then I have to roll over, put my hand over the bed, and give her pets on the head. And then maybe after the third pet, she decides, well, you know what, I'll jump up and lay beside you. But then the laying beside me only lasts for 5 to 6 minutes. And then she's like, you know what, I'm kind of done. I think I'm done laying beside you. I'm going to go somewhere else. And then I'll be back in 5 minutes to yell at your head again. It is a fun cycle. I guess that's the fun part of cat ownership. I'm putting fun in quotes right now, even though you can't see me do it. Every cat is different. Every cat has their own way of doing things. No one cat that you will own in your lifetime will be the same. Even as litter mates, Indy over there and Lady over there, completely different. Completely different. He will come up to people that are in the house if we have visitors, but then he won't let them pet him. He'll come up to them, look at them, and then when they reach down to pet, he'll run away. But then I'll be sitting at my chair, and then seconds later, I'll just go, and he'll come over, and he'll let me pet him. It's just weird. But she won't be seen. She won't be seen for the entirety of their visit. So it's interesting that way. Animals are interesting. Cats are interesting. I'd have a dog, but I don't think we're in a situation now where we could think about getting a dog, especially a dog of the size that I would want. I would want a decent-sized dog. Yeah, I mean, I like bulldogs. Bulldogs are pretty cool. French bulldogs, Frenchies are cute as hell. But then it would have to be that size up, like golden retriever. I love St. Bernards. Definitely too big. Definitely too big of a dog is a St. Bernard. I don't know why I'm measuring. Might as well, I guess, for funsies. So that's 273 grams in there right now. I'm going to let it drain out just a little bit, and then I'm going to add a little bit more back up. Even everything out. Get our stopper in there fairly quickly. And then pull back just a little bit to create some suction. And now we will wait. Give it a little bit of a swirl. Get those grounds distributed. Just tear that off. There we go. So then I realized as I put my hand over here, there's a hot kettle right next to my hand. It probably should not touch kettle. That would be the smart thing. So I really don't have much to talk about. Just making coffee today, I guess, for the most part. Anything that I would want to talk about would kill the vibe, to be honest with you. We've gone for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and press this through then. The hey, switching gears completely. It's funny because the AeroPress makes this taste a lot different. The Chemex kind of highlights the raspberry, brings it a little forward. The AeroPress kind of mutes it, puts the coffee a little bit more forward. I mean, the raspberry presence is still incredibly heavy. It's just that the extraction from the AeroPress just makes it a little bit more bitter, makes the coffee just a little bit more pronounced. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess if I like the Chemex better, I would say it's not a good thing. But with other coffees, like unflavored coffees, the AeroPress just shines, bringing out the subtle flavors, the notes. Whereas if it's like a in-your-face flavor, it seems like it kind of, I don't know, it seems like it kind of picks and chooses who's going to be on their team at recess. You know what I mean? And it's not always the tallest guy, and it's not always the strongest woman. You know, it's sometimes you just pick your best friend just because, you know. Whether they're good or not, you want your best friend on your team so you can talk the entire time. Which is why I probably didn't win many recess basketball games. But that was fine. I really didn't like basketball. Thank you so much for watching this week. I really appreciate it. Starting next week, probably on Monday, will be a new series coming out. I built a Lego Optimus Prime. It's about 1,500 pieces. So it'll be about 11 to 12 parts. That will start on Monday, so look forward to that if that's something that you're into. And then on Tuesday, I'll come back with more coffee. We'll have the Polestar event tonight. I'll try to remember to take, I'll always have my camera phone with me. Maybe I'll try to remember to take the GoPro. If they have a 3 there, I'm hoping of a 4. Matt thinks that they may not have a 4 there. Since they're not really due out until 2025. But I have seen them being toured around the U.S., so hopefully they'll have one at the grand opening. It would only make sense. This is a pretty big grand opening for Polestar. It's the only one that's in Columbus. The next closest one, I think, is in Detroit. unless they've built a couple more in Ohio. So that's where Matt bought his Polestar 2, was in Detroit. So, and then I think a year later, just before he started to need to go do service things, they opened up the service department here. So that's great. So I'll have news about that for people that really care. I'm excited. I like these kind of things. I don't get around much anymore. So, it'll be nice to drive down there and see people. And I guess I need to get a job. I think that might be the next step, to get a job so that I can start interacting with people again. It's been almost 2 years talking to myself in this wonderful, wonderful condominium that I love. I don't know. I bring that up because my mom, my aunt visited. I think I mentioned this last week. My aunt came up from Tennessee and came up and visited us with mom and dad. She stayed with mom and dad for a week. And then the moment she went to her other sister's house for their family reunion, because the family reunion was in town, so closer to the other sister's house who lives in town. Mom and dad live out in the middle of nowhere. Mom texted me saying, "I really miss Tyra." She needs interaction too. It's just, they live in the middle of nowhere. And, and I kind of see that happening here. I don't live in the middle of nowhere. I'm surrounded by people, but none of them are my age. And you can't really talk Star Trek with any of them, They don't really know. They have better things to do. They have retirement plans to follow to the letter, and things to not buy. They need to hold on to their money so that, they can take it with them when they die, I guess. I don't know. Is that how that works? I never know. It just seems like more and more people are trying to do that. So it didn't work for the pharaohs, because the pharaohs still had all their crap in their tombs. Unless it was stolen by grave robbers, then they definitely didn't have it in their tombs anymore. But that's because it was stolen. So, if we can't learn from the pharaohs and the fact that they can't take it with them, I don't know. I don't know. People don't look at history. People don't learn from history. And that's pretty visible, Buried with servants and buried with treasure, and both are still down there, although one is dead and the other is rotting, So guess which one is which? It's kind of hard to tell, since they're both rotting. We will talk to you next week. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great day. Try to have a great day. Get a cup of coffee, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.